Hello everyone, so we're going to practice the 6 healing sounds which are for the 5 elements plus 1. So there's 2 on the 5 on the fire element. So it goes metal, uh, water, water feeds wood, wood creates fire, and fire returns to earth. So that's the full cycle in that order. And then there's also crossovers which have controlling cycles or insulting cycles, which is going backwards. So it's like water can put out fire, but also fire can insult water by evaporating it. So the one we're focusing on is the creation cycle, the harmony and balance of the 5 elements. So usually we start with the metal element because that's the lungs, which help to send oxygen to the body and charge the body with vitality. So we'll start with that. The sound is with the S sound, and you can whisper it or make a vocal sound. So the vocal one is Z, so it's like tapping here. And it's a bit like electrocuting yourself. But the lungs are connected to the large intestine, so it's also clears that energy, and which is about letting go and absorbing new. And it's also the emotion of sadness, which is letting go, but also joy of new beginnings and dreams. So the other way is to make an S sound like this. And really feel like you squeezing the air out through that through the teeth. And then the next element is the water element, because when metal or minerals are contained in water, or metal can melt into water. So the kidneys and bladder, which are, it's like water, so it could be a spiral which is associated with energy and emotion, which can be fear when out of balance, but it also can be flow and calmness. So bringing balance into the kidneys is the sound chew, and paired with the bladder. So you do this by hands on the knees and feeling the ch sound like a percussion onto the kidneys, and the oo is like a vibration of blowing out a candle. So it sounds like this. And the more tension you put in the mouth, the more tension is released without letting go of the energy, because you want to contain the energy while releasing the tension. So to say it in a vocal tone, it's like chue. So chew or chue, and the same movement. If you're sitting on a chair, that's okay, or you can activate the lower back somehow. Chue. Okay, and then you can also pat down the meridians. So the next element is the wood element, the liver and the gallbladder. So that's the sound shu, and it's the emotion of growth, well, kindness or excitement. It can turn into anger if our growth is blocked. So being in the flow and expansion and growth. So it's really kindness, appreciation, anything that will contribute to your own development or life. Think of a tree, everything that the purpose of a tree is to grow, that's the wood element. So the sound is like, and we'll clasp our hands and push up. Shoo. And you inhale to the liver. And again, when you make the sound, you try and feel the tension and the energy being circulated. I'll try it one more time. And you can also do it just holding the area of the liver. And pat down the meridian on the inside of the leg to the big toe. The next element is the heart, the fire element, which is paired with the small intestine, and it's like cooling the heart or balancing the fire with the sound ha. So the fire element is passion, love, connection, joy, openness, or really that's the earth element. So the fire element is fiery, so we want to balance it, whether it's too high or too low. We want just the right balance. So the movement is the same like this, and we make the ha sound. Ha. And we can also tilt to the right as if the heart is pouring out the excess, if there is excess. Same with the liver, you lean to the right, to the left to tilt, because the liver is on the right, even though it's on a mirror camera angle. So if you want to build heat, then you just do it straight, or have the hand on the heart. So it's HE or HA, and both have the same effect. Or H, like a HAW, HAW. This kind of sound helps to energize the heart and circulate to the whole body. The heart is responsible for circulation. So this reawakens the heart. And then that is the next one is the earth element, which is balance, groundedness, friendliness, and trust or openness to life. So it's the sound is Hu, and the sender is the stomach and the spleen. So you can put the hands on the side or in the middle. There we go. So it helps to digestion as well. Obviously, the organs themselves benefit from this vibration, which has been scientifically studied. So that's how they found. I think the Chinese originally created this system, part of the Taoist or the Qigong practice, and now it's used with the movements and as a Qigong exercise. So we've been through the full cycle, and then just allow it to continue. And when you notice an element getting out of balance, you can balance it. Like anxiety is too much fire, or anger or frustration is too much wood, and too much worry is the earth in excess. Too much sadness is the metal element being out of balance, and then the water is fear. So if these are out of balance, all you do is make the sound for that element and bring it into harmony. And also, if there is an element that's too much, you can also use the controlling cycle. If it's unable to, with the element, to bring it into balance, you can use the sort of the parent, which is so not the previous one, because that one would increase it, like wood feeds fire. So you go back so water controls fire. So if I'm anxious or overheated, I could use the water element. If I'm frustrated or angry, I can use the metal element to clear that, and etc. So if I have fear, use the earth element. If I'm worrying, I use the wood element. But the idea is the same as just feeling the emotions and letting them go, but this is a technique that is sort of logical, because ultimately the emotions do tell us something and about our needs or energy balance. So it doesn't need to be perfect. It's sometimes just observing the emotions and accepting them or taking action. But it's a good practice just to harmonize the 5 elements and to get into a flow. So you cover all the organs and all the emotions, which then also can be added to the 5 elements. So it's like the earth element could be this, or it could be this one, and you make the sound at the same time. And the metal element is like this. So I'm going or I'm going then the water element is like a fountain. Or it's like rain. Basically being like water, or it could be the deer looks behind and then drinks water. Or just holding a static pose like this one, or like this. Strengthens the kidneys because you're using your back to stabilize. Then the wood element is like a tree, so you hold a tree, turn to the side, because the liver is on the side, the liver channel is on both sides. Shoo. You can also cover the gallbladder channel, which is on the outside of the leg. Tapping down the inside. And then the fire element. By the way, it's in Chinese it's XU, not shu, but it sounds like that. So it's really with a sort of closed mouth. Then the fire element is gathering the fire through the heart, grounding that, washing with fire. It's called. Or we can gather. It depends the angle of the sun. You might want to sometimes gather from this angle, or you might want to gather from the front, and you might want to push any excess which can be converted into useful energy for someone else, but if you've got too much then you don't need it, so send it out. Or if you do, then gather it to yourself and then store it. And then we're back to the earth element, so that's how to do the movements with it, and have fun with it, because you can do it in nature where there's a tree. So when you're doing the wood element, you look at the tree. When you do the earth element, you look at the earth, etc. And you find connection with the elements. So as within, so without.